Hello there. I want to show you how to make, pardon me, I haven't slept in like 3 days and I think I have a cold. So bear with me. Anyway, I want to show you how to make one of the greatest, most beautiful things on planet Earth. I think God himself revealed this to Hispanics. Tostones. What are tostones? Tostones are basically sliced plantain fritters. I don't like the word fritters, for my gringo friends. Fritters sound like a creature that'll come into your bed at night and bite you. But so yeah, basically that, sliced and fried plantains. And in actuality, all sorts of people make them, not only Hispanics. I hear that, like in Jamaica, they make them, Trinidadians make them, a lot of other ethnicities make tostones. So what do we need? Of course, we're going to need some plátano, some plantain. You're going to need also some a nice pan for frying and some oil. It's good to have paper towel and some sort of like a colander or something that you could use to drain the tostones, because you actually fry them twice. You don't fry them once, you fry them twice. And yeah, you're also going to need salt and pepper. Did I mention salt and pepper? And any other seasonings you'd like to use, but mainly salt and pepper. The trick is, for me, the second time you fry them. That's really the trick to getting them nice and flavorful and nice and crispy. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so my frying pan has about, it's not on, don't worry. That's ½ inch of oil. And I lied, it is on. But I just turned it on. It's a very, very, very low heat. You can't even see it. Oh, there you go. It's a well-used pan, right? And we're going to start cutting up our plantains. Alright, so here are our plantains. I want to say that these are fresh, but I did buy them about 3 days ago. They're easier to peel if you buy them like super fresh and you cut them up that very day. So these have been sitting in my kitchen for 3 days. That's fine, they're still, good. But it'll be easier to peel if you, prepare them immediately. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the ends. Get rid of that. And what you want to do is across one of the seams with your knife, slightly slice it. Now, if this was super fresh, turn your knife, I could peel it right off, but I may have a little resistance here because it's reacted to the air. Okay, no, we're fine. Okay, so through that one seam, I can unpeel our platanito. Okay. Now, if you were my mom, my mom's a super pro at this, man. But then again, my mother was cooking, over 70 years in Puerto Rico. She could peel this in like one fell swoop and have it bare in like not even 5 seconds. So that's old school, Alright, so this is good and clean. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slice it, maybe ½ inch slices. It all depends how thick you like them. Of course, you're not going to cut it this big unless you're going to squash it the other way. So those are about inch, ½ inch slices. Okay. I'm going to put these to the side. Let me tell you, if you need a vegetable peeler to, hold on a second, I have a vegetable peeler here, to slice a plátano, turn in your Hispanic card, because that's just not working. Okay. Oh, I did want to say too that before doing this, I did rinse these off in cool water. I'm paranoid. I mean, you think about it, over at the store, 1 billion people are touching them, so you want to make sure that you're not cutting something into it, although you are going to fry it, deep fry it, so, I mean, I don't know if you are as paranoid as I am, but I like to rinse them off in cool water. Alright, so these weren't too bad to peel. I'm pretty surprised. Sometimes when they're sitting in your kitchen for a bit, there's a reaction where, it becomes a little tougher. You see these, I cut these more at an angle.
It's up to you. Some people cut them like perfectly circular. Other people slice them at an angle. That's totally up to you. Okay, I'm gonna do the last one and we'll do the next step. Alright, so here's my pan with the oil. It was on super low when we started, you know, peeling them, right? But I've turned it up to medium high. And here are our plátano slices. What I'm gonna do is, everyone knows the general rule on testing whether or not something is ready to fry. You just put a dip of oil in there, a dip of water, to see if it crackles. Or you can do the unsafe way. I take one and dip him in there to see if he starts bubbling. Nope, not ready. So we're gonna wait a couple of moments more. Okay, so I waited about a minute and a half more. Let's dip one of these guys in there and see if we're ready. Oh, baby. Alright. So we're gonna carefully, don't do this. Alright? I used to do that. My mom corrected me. What you do is you take one and you drop them off on the side and slide them in. Like I said, my mother, 70 plus years cooking in PR. Because of course if you dip them in like that, you're gonna burn yourself. Alright? So you just go off to the side and you drop, you slide them in the way dudes be sliding into the girls' DMs. You get what I'm saying? Slide in, that's it. This is not an electric slide. This is an oily slide. Alright, and then if you're concerned about them sticking to the sides there, because I've dropped a lot of them on the sides, you're going to take your tongs. You see I'm giving up and I'm dropping them in the middle. You're going to take your tongs and just straighten them out. You hear them? So this is on high, medium high. And we're going to leave them there. I do stuff freestyle, so I'm going to, when I'm done with it, I'm going to let you know how much time I left it in. Because if I say 30 seconds now, and then I've left it in for a minute, you're going to get mad at me. So I'll tell you how long I left it in after I'm done with this stage. So now it's been about a minute, and I'm tapping them, and a lot of them feel like they've toughened up. So I'm going to start taking them out. I'm going to lower the heat all the way down to the bare minimum, and I'm going to take them out and put them into this colander that I've lined with paper towel. Okay? Because these are not completely done. This is just the first stage. Alright? Alright, so this is the first stage. That is turned down to the bare minimum, right? Or if I'm going to walk away from these for a substantial amount of time, I'm just going to turn it off. But since I'm going to fry them in about a minute or two, I'm going to leave it on. First stage, they're not fully done. They have toughened up a bit, and the colors changed a bit also. You know, talking about first stage, I remember years ago, a friend of mine from, she was Dominican, her daughter was dating a white guy, a gringuito, right? Gringuito. And we were all a bunch of friends at their home for dinner, and the mom was making tostones to go along with everything else. And she made them halfway. You know, she was making other things, so she did everything in stages. So the dude, you know, went by, he's like, oh, I love tostones. And he grabbed one and popped it in his mouth, and he was like, because they weren't done. This is, you know, you have to fry them twice. So this is first stage, and I'm going to let them cool off for about another minute and a half. And then we'll go back, we'll put the oil back up, and we'll fry them again. I almost forgot to mention, before we fry them again, we have to crush them. We have to flatten them. And we'll fry them in that flattened state. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Now, a lot of people buy this tool. Well, let me show you. I'll show you right now. This is what I was trying to explain. You have to flatten them before you go to the next stage. A lot of people buy what's called, I think they call it a tostonera, and it's basically two pieces of wood attached with a hinge, where you put the plantain, you know, in the middle of it, and you flatten it using one side of the wood on the hinge. That's a waste of money. Those things cost like $5-6. You can get it cheaper, but still, you can simply take the flat side of your knife. Let me rinse this off. I still have some plantain juice from when I cut it open. You can take the flat side of your knife and simply, gingerly flatten it. See how easy that was? Don't buy no $5 tool for that. Another thing is when people flatten them, like at the restaurant sometimes, when I go to eat at a Dominican restaurant, they go BAM! They're like fighting with the thing. It's unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Flat side of your knife, make sure you have space to clear up for the handle. And you know, just look, big deal. You see? You don't have to battle it. Alternatively, if you're afraid of doing it with the knife, because of course, maybe you try to do it like this, you can take a small dish, like this one, and use the bottom side of the dish. And there, you got your Tostone ready for phase 2. This dish doesn't have like ink on the bottom. There's no print, so I'm not worried about lifting off any ink. And so I'm just going to keep flattening these until I've flattened all of them, and they'll all be ready for our second stage of frying. Remember, do not be violent with them. Alright. Okay, so here are all my flattened tostones ready for phase 2 of frying. I also have a pair of tongs, metal tongs, not plastic. If you were my mom, you could use, you know, a fork and not hurt yourself. But this is our oil. Remember, I had it on low. I kept it on low. There's little flecks of plantain in there. I'll tell you later how you. Well, I may as well tell you now. Before you start frying it, and before you start heating up the oil, put a little bit of vinegar in there and mix it, and that'll, you know, help avoid little pieces burning in there. So I'm going to turn my oil back up a little bit. Oh look, a stray one. He escaped the wrath. Ooh. We'll put him on the side. We'll deal with him later. Alright, so we're going to start putting our... See? Immediately starts frying. Like before, we're going to put them in on the sides. Because if you do this, whoo, you're going to drip hot oil on yourself, and that's not good. Alright. So now, again, on the sides, I'm dropping them on the sides, on the sides, on the sides. You see, I didn't make very big slices, and that's why we're able to fit a good number in there. See if I can get all of them in there. Oh yeah, good. Very good. So again, I'm gonna put it up to medium low, not high all the way, because I want to be careful not to you know, burn them. And what we're gonna do is, when I'm done with these, I'm gonna tell you how long I left them in. As I refry them, what I'm gonna do with my tongs, what I like to do, you know, move them around, and I like to tap them. When I feel that they're crunchy is when I'm ready to take them out. I mean, since this is such, you know, it's not a super deep amount of oil, but you know, it's an inch or so. We don't really have to flip them. They're getting fried on each side, but I like to tap them on top to see if they're ready. Alright, so we're going to come back. This is at least going to be a minute. So it's about a minute in, and what I'm doing is I'm tapping them, and when I feel that the top is crunchy and crispy, I flip the other side and tap it to see if they're as crispy as I'd like. And I would say that these are about just as, you know, just about done. So I've been here, it's been, well, actually like a minute and a half. And some of them are not ready, like that one, but others are, like, I just lost them. Let's see. This one's ready. You heard that crunch? This one's ready. And I'm just going to repeat that. I'm going to tap them, flip them, and see if they're nice and crusty on each side. This one's not. We're gonna leave them. This one is. We're gonna take them. It's like a plantain extraction. All right, I'm gonna do these until I'm done. It's only at this point gonna be like 10 seconds. I'm gonna take them all out. All right, so that was about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. A lot of them, I mean, they're nice and crispy, nice golden brown. I'm gonna leave it sitting here for about a minute or two just to cool off and drain. This is a new paper towel. And then I'm gonna hit it with some salt and pepper. All right, salt, black pepper. And what I'm gonna do is I need both hands. I wanna cover this and like shake it around so that the salt and pepper is somewhat evenly distributed. Okay, so here are my tostones. Oh baby. Now, there's a great debate amongst young Latinos as to what these are good with. I apologize, but I like them with ketchup. Oh my God. Now, pardon me. To be really authentic, they will go well with mojito. Mojito, what's mojito? I'm not talking about the drink, that the Mexican, not that. I'm talking about it's a garlic dipping sauce. A lot of Cubans make it, and a lot of Puerto Ricans do make it also. And it has garlic, cilantro, onion, and lemon juice, and olive oil, heated olive oil, preferably heated, mixed in like a blender or food processor. Maybe at another time I'll make it because I don't have all of the materials now. I think I don't have lemon. I don't have lemon or lime. So at another time we'll make mojito, a perfect dipping sauce for tostones. But to me, they're just as good with a little ketchup. Oh my God. They're also really good with fried fish. If you do a fish fry and get someone to do tostones, perfect match. I'm not even gonna eat my main course. This is